Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Sims 3 Dragon Valley Adventures. I'm Llandros, and of course Harrison is ready to go on into the next part of this tomb. We're going to wrap this thing up tonight. He's got to, of course, put the dragon away. He just tends to actually waste his time with him. And of course now you see this is where we get to the end result of this tomb. And it opens up our hidden door so that we can have one of two options. Go ahead and take what we need to take. We can either go back through this whole route, or we can just go the easy way and go explore. Now, if you try to send him back through the route, 9 times out of 10, he's going to try to walk right across here or right across here, and he's going to set up all these traps. So the best thing to do is just go ahead. This is your easy way out. Yeah, it's a little bit longer, I guess, but he's searching the bottom. He's looking for, let's see, he sees spectacular reef of sea life and ruins. All right, so he's just going to explore to get to the other side. Now, there's a reason why I do that, and I'll show you in just a minute, because we still have one more door we have to go through. Even though the adventure is actually over and we can go ahead and deliver the writings, we still have this final door. And before he goes in there, I believe I already read this to you. It said, I believe, it's not the logical mind. I can't remember which one this one was, but we'll have him go through it real quick. Alright, so it says timing is everything. Alright, you'll see exactly why once we walk in here. As you can see, you have these going on right here. Now, the fact that I got him soaked when he actually was doing that is going to come and it's going to actually work to our advantage. Once you actually see that going, once you see the flames, that's typically when I actually try to have him go and go across. So I just wait until I see the flames. By the time he gets up there and gets ready, the flames are gone, and he can get across without any issues. Now, this one I didn't time it right, so I'm just going to wait. You can still go through when it's actually the flames are there, but for some reason it's just a little bit easier for me if I do this, just because it just gives him that extra time. That one was fine. Alright, and once you go past it, of course, it will deactivate the trap anyway. Now, you came all this way just to do this for this one little chest, which is not going to be worth a whole lot, but it's also going to do something for us in just a moment. Alright, it opens up this hidden door right here. If you click to deliver writings, he's going to go back the wrong way. So I like to just go ahead and tell him, just lead him down the hallway. And you kind of have to just click on different places over here to lead him down this way. Because if you hit deliver writings, he's going to go back through here, get stuck by a trap. It's just a pain. At this point, he's done everything he can do. Now you can deliver the writings. He knows his way out, and there's no traps that's going to stop him. We have completed this entire part of the tomb. Actually, this is all there is, I believe. I don't think there's anything else in the next section. Let me just double check. Nope, that's it. So that's all there is for the Tomb of the Resolute Fist. But it's good because we do need it. We need to get on to the next one. He wants to sleep in a tomb, but this is probably not the tomb to do that in. Alright, buddy, you're leaving me, and I should actually be going with you. Now, of course, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, and you would think that most people would be asleep and not anybody would be out doing anything. These guys are up 24 hours a day. Typically, they're standing out by their mailbox, or if they're the special merchant, they might be at the Martial Arts Academy. So you can go at any time. I think we're actually in the neighborhood. Yeah, so they'll be standing out, hopefully by their mailbox. If not, they'll come to the door. They really won't bother with you. Now, there is something we can go ahead and collect while we're here. So I figure what we'll do is once he actually turns this in, go ahead and turn it in. Sometimes you have to click on it twice. Alright, we shouldn't have to then this time. Don't know what that rock is, but if you're that close, you might as well do it. Okay, your journey is complete. Once I was the teacher, but I feel you, Harrison Archer, are now the master. I have no more to teach you. Please return anytime as my equal and friend. We got 20 visa points, 200 ancient coins, and we've actually completed that entire adventure. So we're going to go ahead and have, oh, we got an emerald for $28. Now, looking at our time, we still have, we're on day 4 of 6, so we still have plenty of time to get at least another adventure. Hopefully we can get something locked in, and hopefully it'll be something good. There's no guarantee that it will be. It may be something that's tedious, but I'm kind of hoping that he can get it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stop him here so we can just go right up here and just check the board. And while you're there, just go ahead and see if there's any gifts. I don't think there will be. I think we actually have caught everything up in the last episode I played. Okay, this is the one I was hoping we were going to get. Alright, good. This is typically the second adventure I always get. It's called You There, Stranger. It says, Greetings, my name is Bayou Shen. I require an outsider's assistance. A particular matter I am not quite ready to discuss with you. I promise you it will ultimately be worth your while. Please explore the Dragon Cave fully. I do not know what you will find, just that you will find it. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead, and once he actually gets this done, we're going to go ahead and go to that dragon cave. I don't think there's a whole lot in here. Most of it is for hybrid baby. Hybrid baby, yeah, there's nothing I can collect. Let's see, from Panda 121598 says, "Hi Llandros, hope you get my gift." Okay, we're going to take it here. Yeah, I do enjoy it. It's 200 simoleons, and I'm out of gifts for today. I wish I could send something back. From Awesome L10, it says, "Use for anything. Have a nice day." Well, you do exactly the same. And we got another lamp, so thank you very much for that. Okay, those are it for the gifts. Let's go ahead and head on over to the Dragon's Maw. Looking at his needs, he's fine. There's really nothing I have to worry about with him, so we're pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into map view, and I'm going to get ready for him. It's going to take him a while because he's got to get on his motorcycle, travel over here, then he has to get off and run, and this long winding path is what's going to take forever. So we'll speed him up a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to sleep in a tomb. I really don't. But what I'm going to just go ahead and go right down in here, because this is where I'm going to want to be. Let me roll back a little bit. This is, of course, the entrance to the Dragon's Maw. One of my favorite tombs from the outside. It really is. It's definitely one of those that's very impressive to look at. And let me go ahead and speed him up, because I want him to come right up here and inspect this door. And that's all you really want to do. Of course, I don't want to get too close to it, because if you get really close in, it ruins the illusion. So I tend to just stand back a little bit and let him get up there. All he's going to do is just do like he would find a hidden door. He's just going to look for a way to get into this thing. So you can barely see him. He's just a tiny little dot in there, but you will actually see what happens to him once he actually gets this going. And it just takes a little while. Alright, the town council, this is actually story progression doing its job. He's still looking at it. You can't really see it. You can't tell, but you'll see in just a minute where it's all going to start up for us. There we go. So he actually finds a way to get the door to lift, or I think the door falls. And let's just go ahead and go on inside with him. And when you come out, you come into this section right here, which, if you get too close, it automatically shows you all this. There's just a nice little set of stairs here that we're going to go on down into. And this will be the beginning of this adventure. This adventure, there's really no danger to it. It's a very simple one. But since it's got plenty of energy, we should be able to get everything done with no problem. There are two parts to this tomb. Actually, there's three parts if you really want to get technical. The first two we're going to do right now. But the third part, we will need another adventure that we'll go to, I believe we go to France, or yeah, I think it's France. And we won't get to the other part of it for a long time. The other part is the more dangerous part. It's probably one of the more dangerous ones of the entire challenge. Now there is a hidden door here. If you don't know how to find it, you just roll your cursor along, and then once it actually changes to this little symbol, you know that there's something back there. You sometimes get lucky here, sometimes you don't. I've had some episodes that I've done this that I discover a really, really valuable treasure, and then sometimes it's just nothing but ancient coins, which they're not that valuable. So, it's always just the randomness of the game. Now, if you look at the floor here, the floor is actually giving you kind of a foreshadowing of what you're going to expect. These symbols right here are danger. Very much something that you want to steer clear of. When you see these, typically you're dealing with a trap. But they just kind of show you these things. It's subliminal. And what it does is it kind of lulls you into this sense of security that, when you see it, you're like, okay, it's just a decoration. You don't even think about it. But it does get to be very dangerous. Okay, now at this point, you've actually done everything that you were assigned to go do. In just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and just tell him to go and collect all these bits of treasure, and then I'll read with you what actually has come up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just pull this one out. We're going to pull it, and then we're going to stand on this one right behind it. Okay, so he's finding all the coins. The vision, it says, deep within the dragon cave, Harrison has a vision of a mummy, and it appears to be battling an adventurer. Return to Bayou Shen and describe the vision. Perhaps Bayou Shen can decipher its meaning. Well, obviously the adventurer is us, and the mummy is the one that we're going to find in the other part of this tomb. But it won't be tonight. We won't be able to do it on this trip. It's a much longer one. Okay, we got a yellow sapphire worth 130. It is a very long one that will take us a while to get through. But again, like I say, it is one of my favorites. All right, we're going to go ahead and open this chest. The next part of the tomb that we would go to actually is back behind the staircase over here. But this is the entrance that we're going to go to eventually. And of course, you see that actually you have to get an adventure in order to get this key. And it is a lot of fun. So We'll get there. I think in my World Adventures LP, I think it came up a lot earlier than I was actually expecting. Unlike this one right now, I really expected this adventure to come before the red assassin bugs and everything else. Typically it's the second one I get. So, you know, that's just something you can't predict. Alright, we exposed these two wall holes that we're just going to go ahead and take a look in. And always inspect them. You never know what you're going to get. It might be something good. It might be nothing. It might be ancient coins. But, you know, just give it a try. And at this point, yes, you can report in. You would be done. But you're missing a whole lot of stuff. And, you know, the whole point of coming over here is you want to get as much money and as much items as you can get. So we just found a relic worth 57. Okay, that's not really that great, but it's okay. And we've got 867 coins. I told you they're going to get up there really quick. You got medium quality dry food. So really, you don't get a whole lot of, you don't really need to buy a whole lot of the dried food because you are going to get some. But if you're like us and you got the dragons, you don't have to worry too much about it anyway, so it's okay. Alright, now this guy is the only one that can actually move. If you actually just roll your cursor along them, you'll see which ones can move. Typically, if they can move, you need to move them. Not always, but for the most part. Now, the door is actually already exposed. So unfortunately, I think it should have been where it was, it should have been blacked out, but it wasn't. But once we get in here, we're going to go ahead and collect all these, and we're going to expose. We got to actually inspect that door as well, and get through this little hallway. Yeah, for the longest time when I first started playing World Adventures, I didn't even know that all this was back here. I just kept going right to that one. I got the message to report in, and I just went ahead and reported in. I thought, okay, I'm done. Didn't realize how much of this I was actually leaving undone. So it's here, it's back here. Typically in every tomb there is something that they don't show you, and they won't give you an adventure for it. Like I said, if you go through this and do that one and report back in, you'll never get another adventure to bring you back and do this. You just kind of have to discover it on your own. So, and you don't need a key or anything to get into this, so we could have done this one at any time. But the fact of the matter is, in order to get this adventure done, you kind of have to go through that door when it's expecting you to. So I don't advise doing this one on your own. This part, yes. This part you can come in and do at any time. But the other part, I would not go through that door until you have this adventure. Otherwise, it's never going to register for you the way you want it to. Well, it might register, but I mean, it's not going to be as easy. Okay. This part is actually easy. There are no dangers here to be concerned about. At least at this point, there's not. So, like I said, the first trips to China, you pretty much are safe. You don't have to worry too much about it. It's only when you get to Egypt, those first trips can be deadly. So you got to be very careful. That's why I hold Egypt until we basically are wrapping up with China, because by that point, martial arts is high, athletic is high. We've got all the tools we needed to be successful. So that to me just makes it a little bit easier. All right, if we had that tool, this would be much faster. And you know, you can actually save this adventure later until after you have the tool, but I typically forget. I figure while you're here, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's get it wrapped up, get as much as we can value-wise. What are we trying to do? Find a hidden door? No, we're going to fully... Oh, don't lock this one in yet, because this one, you're not going to fully explore it. It will not register. So, unfortunately, we can't. I've tried it too many times, so I know better. Now this is actually going to give us a little thing on the floor, which is going to expose the method to get into the next room. So go ahead and inspect this thing. You want to clear those piles as much as you can, because eventually you do get the opportunity to clear them faster, but it just depends on how many you do. I was waiting to see if we were going to get a hidden door wish, or it didn't. Alright, so over here, this is always random. You never know which ones you're going to get on this table. This time I'm getting a money bag. I think in one of my other LPs that we did this tomb, we got nectar, and you know, sometimes you get a gem. You have no clue what you're going to get. It's always going to be just a random spawner. Alright, we got 1,500 points because we did find something that matched our criteria. There's nothing else in this room. So you can read books if you want to sit here and waste your time, but there's nothing here. You don't have to actually click on anything. No other doors. The door is actually right back here in this hidden area. And of course they kind of give you an idea because they pulled the bookcases out, so you ought to know something's up. If all the other bookcases are lined up in the wall and these two aren't, there must be a reason for it. So obviously this is where we're going. Alright buddy, let's go ahead and get you in there because it takes you too long to open this door. Let me speed you up real quick and see if I can get you through that. Alright, next part is just a nice little staircase, which is going to take us into the next area that we need to go to. Never good at looking into a dark room. Now, typically in World Adventures, when you get a big open empty space, red flag. That is usually dangerous. But in this one, since I've done it so many times, I can tell you right now, there's no danger here. But yeah, big open spaces are always, for the most part, just a trap. And you're going to get caught in it, and you'll either get shocked, or you'll get the steam, or you get darts. Now here you're going to get a lot of stuff, but most of the time I get ancient coins, which right now it looks like you need them. They look great, but like I said, you get so many of them that it really doesn't get to where it finally gets to a point where it's like it's redundant. So, all right, the only door you have in this room, you would think that this big wall you'd have something. It's just that one little wall right there. There is no danger on the floor. I've looked at it way too many times. I've walked across it. I've slept on this one. We've popped a tent here before. So this room, no danger. Again, they're just kind of getting you off guard so that you keep thinking when you get to the other tombs and you see these open spaces, you don't start thinking about looking at it. It was all very much a trick. It's designed that way. So just don't fall for it. Just go ahead and expect that there's going to be danger in those other tombs. This one, not so much. Okay, on this one, I do the same thing every time. I just go ahead and I start clearing my piles. And I need to check needs. We're fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this one out. I like to get everything opened, everything ready, so that when I start opening up the sarcophagus, then it's really easy for me to do it. Now, we've seen him do this quite a few times, so I'm going to speed him up through each one of the animations. I'm also going to keep an eye over here to see if there's anything that he wants to do. Apparently there's not. Now, typically if it's a mummy inside, the sarcophagus is going to look a little different. There might be one, I can't remember, but you'll know whether or not it is. Typically you'll get a good feeling for it. You'll start to realize how they've set them up, but these usually they aren't. There's nothing in there to actually be concerned about. You might get sucked into one and he'll come out a little dizzy, but there's no real danger. Alright, he has to pull this one out quite a ways because he's got to pull the next one out. You can push the other one up too. I mean, you can do it either way. So we can actually do that. Normally well, actually not too far. I may not have gone far enough. Yeah, I think he can get to this point. Yeah, he should be able to walk around it. So as long as he can walk around it and get into that little room, that's fine. Now the other part of the tomb, when we come back for it, you're going to actually be back in this area over here. So there's a whole bunch of stuff back here in this part, in the dark area. But right now, we're just going to look inside these guys and see what we come up with. Alright. Hopefully it'll be something good. It might be one of the collections that we're looking for. Maybe not. Again, if you finish up and you have some extra time after you're doing another adventure and you've got a few days to kill, which will happen eventually, you can always come back to these tombs that you've already exposed, and you can go back, open these doors up, and there will be new treasure that has spawned. So you can always come in and do it. Looks like we just got dried food, which we don't really need, but we'll take it. You never know, there might come a time when we have to have it. Yeah, I see our hunger's going down. We're actually going to fix that in just a minute. Not really right away. We're not in any danger yet. Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, these are the people in town. See, that's what happens. You get sucked into it. Now, there's no real mummy in it. I don't know if it just means that you just got caught on something, but you want to go back and look inside again. If that ever happens, make sure you go back and try it again, because there's going to be a treasure in there, and sometimes the treasure is something you need. It's something very valuable. It happened in my original World Adventures LP. I forgot to go back and look again, and it would have saved me a lot of time. And we're going to have to do the same thing here too. So if you get sucked in, you might get sucked in 2 or 3 times. I don't know, but typically I usually only get it done once, if at all. So this is kind of unique. Alright, so you can see that Li Yao and Lucy. Okay, Li Yao is actually with my Midnight Sun Girl. Oh, look, Ding Wang and Maya Wang. Wow, I got 3 of them? This never happens, but that's alright. It happened today. Alright, so you have to look inside all these again, because I don't want to leave without actually getting any kind of treasure here. It's just there's a random number generator. If you ever try to create a tomb, you can set it as to how often something's going to happen or something's going to spawn. So it's very random. And as you see, this time he found the treasure. and he got something worth $430. It was jade, so you definitely do not want to leave without checking it again. Just my little tip to you. So don't worry. Don't think he's going to get pulled in there again. He might. And if he does, you just keep checking until you find what you're looking for. If you see the yellow light, you're fine.
Oh. Huh.
I don't see a yellow light. There you go. Okay. All right, so we got a money bag. It might be worth a lot of money. And typically, if you find the money bags, sell them right away because they go down in value, from what I've been told. All right, we got $1,400 for that. Well, that was $1,400 for all 5 of them, I think. I think there were 5. So if you're on a lot, a community lot or a home lot, you can sell. If you're not, if you're traveling, you can't sell anything. You got to wait till you get somewhere. But that's okay. All right, find something good, because you got a relic worth 33. That's not that great, but you know, we'll take it. We can always sell it, and hopefully what you'll do is you'll analyze your relics, and sometimes that one that's $33 might be worth a lot more, or sometimes it might be worth a lot less. So you just have to play the odds, and hopefully it will actually be okay. It's not always any kind of guarantee. Now when you come back through the other tomb, you're going to actually open some of this up, and you'll be able to see where we were. And so it'll kind of give you an idea. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. But it'll be a while. Yeah, we're going to have to look at this one again. Typically, these are the ones that I would actually get that to happen. So this is the first time I've ever played this game, and I've had 4 of them pull me in. Let's see if we go for number 5. You never know. It might not. It is always random. So doesn't look like it. Okay, so we just got more ancient coins, just what we wanted. That's okay. We're gonna go and sell, buy some stuff with him eventually. I don't think his adventure. I don't know if he's up to level 2 or not. I'll launch it and just double check. Let's see. Let's see what we got for China. We're close. We're at actually 78, 79%. That's not too far. By the time we turn this in, there's a possibility we could hit level 2, and I'm kind of upset. I thought we would have had earned level 2 visa as one of our wishes, but we didn't. Okay, we just got more ancient coins, so yeah, you get that a lot. So now that he's actually checked all of them, you don't have to go back and check them again. You can go ahead and turn this in and be finished with this adventure. So you don't have to worry about leading him through it. He knows his way out of here. He can do it all on his own. You can't fully explore this tomb, because if we would have locked that in, it still would not have registered. It's only when we get the other section, then we could actually say that we fully explored it. But there are 2 sigils or symbols. Sigils are in Egypt, but there are 2 symbols that we got. We got the one for here coming up in the next adventure. You don't get one this time, so unfortunately you don't. I wish you did, but it doesn't count towards one of your 9. But you got to get to this so that you can actually have the other adventure pop up, because they do actually have them somewhat registered, so they won't give you that big one until you've done this one already. So at least I've never had it happen to me. You guys might have. If you played World Adventures before, it might have happened earlier, but typically it doesn't. Alright, now instead of actually watching him go through all this, which I could do for days, I'm going to go ahead and speed him up and let him get to the place we have to go to. She's actually over, it looks like, at the Martial Arts Academy, so it won't take us too long. And let's see, let me go ahead and lock in on him real quick. He's actually almost there. And this should be the end of this entire adventure, and we can go lock in one last one before we leave. I like to lock it in because you never know. Being that it's 7 o'clock at night, I have no idea if it's gonna roll over or change on us, and I'd like to see what's there. I'm kind of hoping that we get the boulder one, even if I don't get it finished before we leave. It'd be nice to have it and know that we got it. Okay, where's this woman at? Is she upstairs? I guess she is. Yeah, this is pretty much where the special merchant likes to go. Sometimes you'll see him outside using the martial arts equipment, but typically I find him right up here or right down by the treadmill. Alright, find a way to talk to her and let's get this going.
Varble Flansmana. Zamay. Shubad?
Okay, it's not the end. Alright, so it says, yeah, I hear this is worse. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I fear that this is worse than I thought it would be. Alright, a prophecy foretold of a foreigner who would come to fix the dragon cave. You just might be that person. We will need a meditation statue, but that requires 2 pieces of platinum. Bring them to me quickly. Alright, do we have them? No. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and pop up here real quick. He's hungry and he's actually needing to get a shower and everything. So I'm going to have him actually take care of his needs real fast. And then when we get back, we're going to go right on into, let's see, where's Pyro? Pyro will help us with a couple of things. And then Obitus will help us with the rest. I'll go ahead and I'll set him up to go find these 2 pieces of platinum. I already see a couple that have spawned. It won't take us long to get them, so we'll get that set up for him real quick. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. When we come back, we'll be on our way to pick up this platinum. We're going to go ahead and pick up these as well, and that way we've got that going and get some money from it. And we'll go ahead and get this adventure done and hopefully get the next one locked in. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.